My grandfather did not want to see communist tyranny spread in the Western Hemisphere. This is why he did give humanitarian supplies like food, clothes, and other non-lethal aid to the families of anti-communist Contra-rebels. This is something we are proud of. Hello, my name is Carrie Williams, and it is my honor to read a letter written by Shin Jun Moon to Candace Owens in response to her podcast on January 8th, 2026. Hello, Candace. I didn't expect to hear my church mentioned in your live stream yesterday. I just want to say at the outset that we sincerely respect and appreciate your efforts to discuss important issues of our day. I've been genuinely praying for you for your protection and safety, especially during the last year. With that being said, I want to respond to your comments regarding our faith. First, I want to acknowledge your reasons for suddenly covering Father Moon in your ongoing investigation. I understand that you want to jab at Turning Point Faith by associating it with something that is considered to be cultish. Although I understand that this is an effective tactic to degrade credibility, as a unificationist, I feel obligated to respond to some of the claims and implications about our church. Why did my grandfather give non-lethal support in the 1980s to the anti-communist rebels fighting against the Soviet-aligned Sandinista government in Nicaragua? It is because he understood the horrific nature of communism, having been imprisoned and tortured in a North Korean death camp for nearly 3 years. He and many other Koreans were liberated when UN forces, which were largely American, under the leadership of General Douglas MacArthur, bombed the fertilizer factory where they were being worked to death. Father Moon often expressed gratitude to America for saving his country from totalitarianism. So yes, because of his direct experiences, my grandfather did not want to see communist tyranny spread in the Western Hemisphere. This is why he did give humanitarian supplies like food, clothes, and other non-lethal aid to the families of anti-communist Contra-rebels. This is something we are proud of. Father Moon invested significant resources from church members in Japan and Korea to America because he understood that what happens in America affects the entire world. He was seriously concerned about the decline of Christianity and the spreading immorality of American youth. He believed that the basis of a healthy society is its spiritual foundation. After all, the U.S. Declaration of Independence speaks about God-given rights. Regarding the science conferences, Father Moon believed that a materialistic worldview was corroding the Christian foundations of the West. He sought to initiate serious dialogue between scientists, people of faith, and scholars to acknowledge the centrality of moral and spiritually based values to solve real problems in our society. Indoctrination of our children by America's educational institutions, that human beings are the result of random, purposeless, materialistic forces, does real damage to the spiritual life of many youth and undermines the basis of our rights. Whether it be sponsoring science conferences, cultural organizations, anti-communism education, or Christian institutions, he strove to revitalize America's original God-centered culture. My grandfather also believed that religious leaders should make every effort to guide the world toward unity and peace. Given that many conflicts have religious origins, ignoring these roots has doomed many peace efforts to failure. He vehemently opposed virtually all of the wars in the Middle East, something that his appointed heir continues to do. In his meetings with different presidents like Bush Sr., Father Moon explicitly warned him that U.S. involvement in such ventures could backfire and lead to more suffering. Starting in 2003, Father Moon invested a large amount of resources in the Middle East Peace Initiative to bring together Jewish, Christian, and Muslim leaders in mutual repentance. In response, thousands of Christian clergy came to the Holy Land to meet with Jewish and Muslim clergy and to pray together for peace. On May 16, 2003, Israeli rabbis signed the Jerusalem Declaration, which repented for the crucifixion of the, quote, innocent Jewish young man Yeshua, whom God loved and who was betrayed by the rich and powerful among his own people. Father Moon's efforts in the Middle East culminated on December 22, 2003, when religious leaders, including Jewish rabbis and Muslim imams, joined together to crown Jesus Christ as King. These events reflect our theology, which clearly states that the Jewish people of the first century, especially the leaders, should have listened to Christ's calls to believe in the one whom God has sent, John 6:28 and 29, and not crucify their king. If you're interested in hearing more about Father Moon's accomplishments, ministry, and teachings, there's some good information at the website secondadvent.org. You can also check out my videos on our beliefs, which can be seen at youtube.com at theadvent_C2. As you well know, the search for truth is often difficult. My grandfather, Sun Myung Moon, was misrepresented many times. He deserves a closer look. Sincerely, Shinjun Moon. And for Candace and anyone else listening, the text of this letter is available at sanctuaryusa.org. Thank you very much.